Have you ever found yourself reacting in a way you immediately regretted? The feeling of losing control over your emotions can be frustrating and even exhausting. But what if I told you that there are simple actions you can take today to change that? In this video, I'll show you practical strategies to help you master your emotions and transform the way you handle daily challenges. Are you ready to take the first step toward this change? Before we start, remember to subscribe to the channel so you can keep receiving content like this. All right, to begin, imagine two people in a professional meeting where a critical mistake was pointed out. One of them, upon hearing the criticism, feels adrenaline rise, their heart races, and they respond impulsively, raising their voice and not taking responsibility for what was done. Now, look at the other person. In the same situation, they notice the tension rising inside them. Take a deliberate pause, breathe deeply, and instead of reacting defensively, they propose a constructive discussion on how the problem can be resolved, considering solutions and acknowledging the emotions involved. There's no denial of the mistake, but an approach that values dialogue and understanding. What sets these reactions apart? Emotional management. While one person lacks awareness, the other is conscious of their emotions and uses the situation as an opportunity for learning and growth. We often associate poor emotional management with familiar traits like, "My dad was always explosive," or "My mom easily got irritated." While genetics play a role in our behavior, they account for only 30% to 50% of it. The rest is influenced by life experiences, the environment we grew up in, and most importantly, our choices. Consider the first person from the earlier example. Perhaps they grew up in a household where shouting was the usual response to problems, learning to react this way. As an adult, they now struggle to manage their anger. However, it's crucial to recognize that while certain patterns may have been inherited, they're not unchangeable. Change is possible. Even if you have a genetic predisposition toward emotional dysregulation, it doesn't determine your future. Your environment and personal decisions are also influential factors. Tell me, what did you already know about this? Drop a comment on how you understand your emotions, and let me know how you usually deal with them. I'd love to hear from you in chat. Very well. Another point to highlight is that many people live their lives on autopilot, going about daily tasks without noticing their underlying emotions. Being so focused on their duties, they may ignore their own feelings and those of others around them. This lack of awareness can harm relationships because emotional connection requires attention and empathy. People who practice mindfulness, however, tend to be more aware of both their emotions and those of others. When facing challenging interactions, they can observe not only their own feelings, but also consider what the other person might be experiencing. They don't react immediately. Instead, they pause, observe their emotions as they arise, and reflect on what the other person might be feeling. This ability to perceive your own emotional state while putting yourself in someone else's shoes is key during tense moments. Do you relate to any of these examples? Know that this level of awareness doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's cultivated, and the more you practice, the stronger this emotional control skill becomes, giving you a significant advantage in challenging interactions. Science shows that this practice reduces emotional reactivity, enhances empathy, and strengthens relationships. To achieve this, it's essential to broaden your perspective and learn to observe yourself and others. This practice leads to a deeper understanding of emotions. Now, here are 6 simple strategies you can start practicing today. First strategy: admit you have a problem. Recognize that your emotions are part of your life and it's time to act differently. Understanding that the responsibility for change lies with you is fundamental. Approaches like Gestalt therapy emphasize the importance of accepting emotions as they are in the present moment. Second strategy: when you feel the urge to react in an undesirable way, choose a constructive alternative. Take a walk, breathe deeply, or write down your feelings. Third strategy: to deepen your knowledge, value the power of reading. Look for books on emotional management and talk to friends or family for recommendations. Attending lectures, seminars, and watching videos like this one can also offer valuable insights. You might also consider asking friends and family to share their perceptions of your behavior. Be open to hearing what they have to say. It could reveal aspects you hadn't noticed. Fourth strategy: it's important to cultivate gratitude, which has been linked to improvements in mental health and overall well-being. Positive psychology studies show that practices like writing gratitude letters or keeping a journal can increase happiness and reduce depression, fostering a more positive outlook on life. If you've made it this far, please leave a like. It's really important for YouTube to keep promoting my content so I can continue bringing this important message to you and others who want to learn about emotions. Fifth strategy. Know that engaging in volunteer work can also help, as it provides significant emotional benefits. Helping others activates the brain's reward response, providing a sense of well-being and social connection. Sixth and final strategy. Learning to interrupt destructive thoughts is a core skill for effective emotional management. One of the most proven techniques is cognitive restructuring, which is part of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. This approach involves identifying automatic patterns of negative thinking, often rooted in cognitive distortions like catastrophizing, personalizing, or all-or-nothing thinking. CBT teaches you to challenge these thoughts by considering more realistic and balanced possibilities. Neuroscience studies show that by questioning these patterns, new neural connections are formed, leading to brain plasticity that promotes more resilient and adaptive thinking. Repeating this practice strengthens brain circuits that support emotional balance, reducing reactivity in stressful situations, and promoting greater mental clarity. It's important to understand that this transformation requires continuous practice. Research indicates that, over time, cognitive restructuring can significantly reduce anxiety and depression levels while strengthening the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for emotional regulation. This process creates a space between emotion and reaction, allowing for more conscious choices. To apply this, I suggest that the next time negative thoughts arise, take a pause and ask yourself, what's the real evidence for this thought? And are there alternative interpretations? Then, answer these questions out loud or write them down. Continuous practice of this technique not only improves emotional well-being, but can also positively impact physical health, reducing cortisol levels and improving immune function. This process goes beyond surface-level emotional issues and has the potential to deeply reshape how you respond to adversity, transforming your life from the inside out. If you find difficulties along the way, don't hesitate to seek help. Psychological support can be extremely beneficial, offering new perspectives and strategies for dealing with your emotions. And that brings us to the end of our video. We've explored how small actions can lead to incredible changes in our lives, and we've discussed the importance of recognizing what we feel, taking that momentary pause, and choosing how to respond to situations. Remember, emotional management is a skill that we can all develop, and every step you take in this direction is a big step towards self-awareness and well-being. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can keep receiving more content, and see you in the next video.